I will attempt to be as unemotional about this as possible and just give the facts as precisely or as concisely as possible. It appears to be on the SBA.gov website, a 64-page report dated for April 26, 2016, as the date in which it's effective. Is this accurate? Under the establishment of the MRF and LLRF bank accounts, quote, the intermediary will enter into a deposit account control agreement, DACA, with SBA and the insured depository institution, formerly known as the tripartite agreement. Did you really allow for DACA to be used as an acronym for Deposit Account Control Agreement? Now, I've never seen this before. It is possible that this is backdated, as many things are, but it also needs to be understood that it would then be without any sort of parental verification, including after a report from the Department of State auditor discussing how by October 31st of 2019 that there had been an understanding of a lack of compliance by the Department of State when it came to adherence to the Data Act, including in connection with problems associated with verification of the parent account identification number, which then verified source of origin, as well as assisted with verification of receipt of deposit on any transactions that occurred internationally that had to, for some reason, have some authentication provided through the Department of State. But this is not what I was seeking. This is what I found. What instead I was seeking, which was also found, is a report dated for January 19th of 2021. Small Business Administration Micro Loan Program. This specific report, which I found on June 18th of 2021, references U.S. Congress House Committee on Small Business full committee legislative hearing on the SBA's microloan and trade programs, July 12, 2007. At the time I found this, my understanding is that there had already been a July 12th benchmark that had a 15-year term associated with it for the year before, which would make this year the 15th year. And in connection with that, the concern was that somebody had held on to some certificates with an understanding they would be able to redeem them now in accordance with a process that was specified in regards to a report concerning implementation of the Small Business Regulatory Enforcement Act of 1996. Now, it would seem that somebody's aware of these timelines and wants to present an alternative narrative in an effort to try to compel one to concede into consideration that somehow there's something justifiable about this. But there is not. It is important to know that this time in 2015 was a time frame during which the 2-year period that had been implemented in regards to a presidential executive order regarding the financial capabilities of young Americans was coming to a close. And around that time, there was a conference for entrepreneurs in Africa. That itself was in accordance with a timeline that provided a report as part of the closeout of that commission for financial capabilities of young Americans that then carried over into a more general consideration of the financial capabilities of Americans, including insofar as they related to behavioral sciences to better serve the American people. PSYOPs involving the sexual exploitation of children as part of a microloan program are not acceptable, are not constitutional. Your certificates are all fucking canceled, and anybody who purchased one and expected to redeem them tomorrow is going to have to suffer the consequences of that fatal decision themselves. It's not available for any tax waivers. There's no proxies involved. If, as I suspect, infiltrators into either the federal government or the local government here in Texas with their little special session attempted to implement some sort of retroactive law, understand, retroactive laws in the state of Texas are unconstitutional. And the federal Constitution prevents against any ex post facto law. You've known about this since at least July 12th of 2007. There's no excuse